What's going on Facebook Live? We're just jumping on the Instagram Live right now. We're going to be talking about a book that came out recently called Focused Driven Lifestyle by Lyman Montgomery, good friend from Indiana. And actually I met Lyman through another client and associate. It's kind of weird how small businesses get going, but I met a man named Anthony Lawley, who's a real estate mogul out in New York, who put me in contact with a man named Sifu, who's a coach in New Jersey and New York, who put me in contact with another author, Jackie Phillips, who also put me in contact with Lyman Montgomery. So I owe all those people the gratitude for putting me in connection with this man right here. Lyman Montgomery is a coach based out of Indiana, and he wrote a book called Focus Driven Lifestyle. And I'm going to share a couple things with you guys here today on the Facebook Live and on Instagram. And to introduce myself, if you guys don't know who I am or what we do, I help entrepreneurs write books, and then I teach them how to use it as a marketing tool to get to the next level, to get to more clients, to get credibility, to get leverage, and basically to get meetings and indoors that you would not otherwise be able to get. So if you have any questions, what's going on, Lloyd, Jeffrey, Burris, Melissa Logue, Johnny Johnson, alrighty. Anybody on Instagram Live right now? Tina, Jay Caldero, what's going on? Thanks so much for joining. We're going to be going over a little bit from Focus Driven Lifestyle. This guy's a beast. If you guys are distracted, maybe procrastinating too much, I recommend you reach out to Lyman Montgomery. He might be on this feed right now. I shared it with him. Otherwise, if you're watching this now or even later, reach out to Lyman. The guy knows what he's talking about. I'm going to share something with you. It's actually pretty cool. So this guy's a very successful individual, and there's a little blurb from his story that I want to share with you here. So hang tight. It takes a second. It was 2004, and life outwardly was great. I had a big house with a pond, plenty of money in the bank, a wonderful and supportive family with a growing seminar business. How many people out there want a seminar business? Go out there and speak, inspire, motivate. This guy does it day in and day out. Anyway, in 2004, he had it going. I felt like life could not get any better. Remember, that was life on the outside. Internally, I was distracted, unhappy, and felt as the world was closing in on me. I remember leaving one of my sold out events to return to the hotel and cry to myself to sleep, because I did not feel as if I was living up to my true self. Hey, what's going on, Emmanuel? Any questions regarding starting your own business or writing your own book? I might not have all the answers. I can point you in the right directions, but we can help you write your book, use your story as a competitive advantage, turn it into a bestseller through our marketing channels, and then help you maybe get a lot more clients, more attention, more credibility. Johnny Johnson, thanks so much, man. I'll finish this story up. I just want to share this with you. Because I did not feel as if I was living my true self. Instead of a focused, driven lifestyle, I existed in a distracted, driven world where I was pulled in so many directions. I could hardly enjoy the fruits of my labor. Could you relate to my situation? I think a lot of people, thanks so much, Karima. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Give you a little story about me. I've been an entrepreneur since 2008. Now, I classify myself as an entrepreneur since 2008. That doesn't mean I was a full-time 100% just running my business. I still had to have side jobs and other jobs since then. I invested in real estate, rental property, software, a direct-to-home dog product service, many different things. And one of the things I had to do was take a job with a home remodeling company. What's going on, Adam? Adam Breitenstein. Thanks so much for joining. So I took a job with a home remodeling company. And just to relate to Lyman's story here, it was the greatest money that I've made up till then. I come from a background that's doesn't have wealth or connections or anything like that. And when I got this job in the sales department of a multi-billion-dollar company, I don't actually say the company's name because I don't want to give them any publicity whatsoever. I actually ended up taking them to federal court. Anyway, when I took that job, I was in desperate need of money, and what I needed to do was pay off some bills. And so I took this job in sales and became their top sales performer, and actually broke the record for the amount of sales in a given amount of time, which was a period, they called that. And so I became their top performing sales rep. And I remember walking away from that deal that put me over the top and made me the best, quote unquote, top earner in the company, and realizing I was miserable as hell. I hated my life. I hated it. I was distracted. I was investing in real estate. I was investing in software. I was investing in different programs. I was still doing this job to pay the bills. I was distracted. I was making money. I didn't know exactly where I was going in life. And so the money seemed great because, to give you an idea, I sold about $220,000 worth of products and services in 30 days. And roughly that came out to be about $15,000 directly into my bank account. What's going on, Kendall? And what happened was, I'm thinking to myself, man, I should be happy, right? It should be like the whole, I should be, this is what life's all about, making a lot of money and have enough money to do whatever you want with it. And I remember being so miserable and so distracted on everything that I wanted to, I almost wanted to kill myself at that time. What's up, Matthew? And I just wanted to get out. I had to get out of it. I knew I was going down a bad path, and I just needed to get out of there. It sounded like great. I was doing pretty well at the job, and I wasn't happy, so you have to make the change. Now, a lot of people cannot make that change because the money's so good. It's the problem with good paying jobs. If you make $100,000 a year and you hate it through and through, it's going to be difficult to back away from that and start your own thing, unless it pulls in $100,000 right out of the gate. In which I'm telling you right now, when you start a business, it doesn't happen like that. Anyway, I can relate to him. And once I made that change and I started focusing on building something that was mine only, focusing 100% of my energy, my time, my money on my business. The hell with trying to help someone else build their business when I'm not getting any equity or any help in my company. What I did was I quit that job and tried to focus only on my business. Now, there was a big transition period from that to quit, add income, and focus only on yours. What happened was my soul became like restored. I became energized. I became ready to go. I knew exactly where I was going and what I was doing. The money wasn't as great in the beginning, but over time it kind of snowballs because word of mouth advertising, word of mouth marketing, when you start to pick up clients and you start to really help them out, they start sharing your name, and all of a sudden it snowballs into something really incredible, as long as you do good work. And whenever Lyman, when I read his book, and I worked with him on the marketing, so on my marketing channels, and we have everything, we put it together, and we actually helped him become a bestseller. Do you see that right there? Right there. See that on there? And so when you're a best-selling author, you're able to promote this book. The value increases quite a bit, and now he's able to promote this book across his seminars as the best-selling book. Does that make sense? What's going on, Will? You got to watch this feed, man. I think you can relate to maybe going to a job and some of the struggles of working a 9-to-5 and then also having your own business. So check out the beginning of that story. Anyway, his book is all about getting focused. The hell with the procrastination. Start taking action in your life. And he put in here real simple steps on how to do that. His book is on Amazon. I think it's ranked really high still to this day. And let me see here if I can read anything else from this book. Anybody out there have any questions about maybe writing their own book, maybe how to use a book as a marketing tool? Anybody out there as an entrepreneur, a real estate agent, insurance agent, maybe you sell social media. What your whole goal should be is to brand yourself as the expert in a certain niche. That might take a lot of time. It might take months, maybe years. But if you start doing that, eventually you are going to be considered the expert, and that's when people start coming to you rather than you go to them. Do you guys have any questions about that? Anybody? Write it down below. Has anybody read this book? I think Lyman right now is, whenever he sees this, I hope you guys pick this book up. It's an awesome book. It's about 190 pages. It's a fast read. You probably read it in about 3 hours. So check this guy out. Garima, thank you so much again. Gay Kusta, Fortune Group, Abdul, Black Curl 79, Rob Millman, thank you so much for joining in with us on Instagram Live. SVD Zubik, Matt, Will, Ken, Adam, John, Lloyd, you're awesome. And I guess what it came down to was once I became focused and I was driven towards one goal, one idea, which I tell people at my motivational seminars, that in order to get that, you have to write your dream obituary down. You kind of have to envision how it's going to end. And if it's going to end in a certain way and you kind of reverse engineer your life back to where you are right now, are you on that path towards that goal or are you not? And if you're not, you definitely have to make some changes. And I guess there's one other thing I want to share with you guys. I'm working with a guy right now. His name is Danny. He's from Holland, and he has a book that's coming out. And whenever I interviewed him to join Dreamstarters, he told me an incredible story. So I'm going to share that with you right now. His name is Danny Kuchper, and he has a book that's coming out. Title is not complete, but it will be done in about 30 days. It's basically about resetting your mind, getting your mind straight. And he told me something so incredible. I'm going to share it with you guys. So Danny, thank you so much for this piece of advice. He said, when people come to his seminars or people come to his classes or his gatherings, he puts a blank book in front of them, sits it down on the table. And he tells his students, tells his clients to just close your eyes. Close your eyes. And however old you are, basically, let's just say you're 40 years old, 50 years old, 30 years old, it doesn't matter. But close your eyes, you get to that open blank book and just kind of feel your way to the very middle of that book. And then you open it up, okay? And when you do that, and you look at the pages that already have passed, that's where you are right now. This is already in the past. You can't change any of this. Okay? But what you can change is this. Because your life is basically a book. And right now, no matter how old you are, just envision that it's already half over. Pretend like it's already done 50% of the way. What matters is not what happened here. What matters is what you write in these pages. And my whole philosophy at Dreamstarters University is using your story as a competitive advantage to take your life to the next level with your clients, with attention, with credibility. And so when you do that, your next couple of chapters are going to be so much more interesting because you're going to get in other doors that you never would be able to get in otherwise if this didn't happen. So Danny, thank you so much for that piece of advice. I never looked at it that way, but I'm going to start looking at it that way. And I'm going to start sharing that with people. And I can't wait for your book to come out. And so the world can see it. And anybody who's looking to write a book, maybe they have all these things in their mind, maybe they went through some really difficult times, and they want to get their story out. There's a lot of people out there, 95% of them actually, who start a book, never finish it. Because there's so many ways you can take it. You get lost. You don't know how to do the formatting. You don't know how to do the editing. There's so much. Thanks, Johnny. I appreciate that, man. And so 95% of the people who start a book never finish it. You know, why is that? Because a book it's all your thoughts. It's all your thoughts, and you're kind of putting it in motion to accomplish a certain goal. Why the interview process is so important to us at Dreamstarters. When we interview you and hear your story, we're able to keep you on track, bring all that important stuff out of you, we'll bring it to life in the book, and now the book is going to be there forever. Another powerful saying that I truly believe in is, I don't want to live forever, but I do want to create something that does. And whether it's a business or whether it's a book, Ernest Hemingway went through like 7 different deadly diseases. He was able to beat them all. In the end, he killed himself. Now, it's kind of deep and whatnot. But forever, people are going to be talking about Ernest Hemingway. A book will live on forever. Businesses, you see certain things like, even General Electric, you see, even Apple, which you could say that might live on for a long time. But you see all these companies that long after the iconic person who started it, created it, is gone, still lives on and does amazing things. And that's really what I want. So a book, if you're looking to bring your story to life, make your story live on forever. Whether it's going to be through us, whether you write it yourself, whether you hire some other company to help bring it to life, just make sure you do it in a way that helps you in your business, in your career, and in your finances. You guys have any questions? Let me know. Check out Focus Driven Lifestyle. This guy knows what he's talking about. I believe it's focusdrivenlifestyle.com. And check it out. I tagged Lyman in this Facebook post. Anybody on Instagram watching this too? Lyman Montgomery. Focus Driven Lifestyle, Amazon bestseller. Take care, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow, Margot Sandy from, she's a product design engineer. Anybody has product ideas? How do you bring it to life? She has products that came to life with Brookstone, Kmart, Sears, all kinds of different ones. So if you have any questions about designing a product, Margot will be on a Facebook Live with the book experts tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So check that out, and I'll share it all over my feed, Instagram, everything. Talk to you soon, guys.